at the 60th Ordinary Session of the Authority Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States in Abuja. The ECOWAS leaders are meeting for the 6th time in the last 1 year to deal with various issues of concern and take realistic measures as well as practical decisions in the greater interest of the community. The heads of state and governments are here this time to, amongst others, receive a special report on ECOWAS single currency program, mediation and security council, appointment of ECOWAS champion for the return of cultural artifacts, as well as make a formal declaration on climate.
And has led to unfortunate impositions of travel bans by some countries, which are unjustified and unacceptable. Meanwhile, the availability of vaccines continues to remain a problem. We must continue to pursue national and regional efforts to fight COVID-19 and move rapidly into the domestic production of vaccines for the protection of our citizens and for the growth and development of our economies.
President Muhammadu Buhari, the challenges of COVID-19 and its catastrophic consequences on the socio-economic environment of the sub-region have continued to torment the people. He said apart from political, security and socio-economic challenges, threats are also looming around environmental degradation and climate change on farming system.
To create a borderless, peaceful, prosperous sub-region where people have the capacity to access and harness its resources through the creation of opportunities for sustainable development, job creation, and environmental preservation. Today's realities remind us of the need to continue to forge stronger solidarity in order to address the new challenges, including the current third wave of the pandemic and its Omicron variant.
The stage is getting set for the commissioning of some of the legacy projects by the current administration in Ogun State by President Muhammadu Buhari. While inspecting some of the projects, Governor Abeokuta expressed satisfaction with the level of job done by the various contractors handling the projects. He noted the purpose of the visit was to ensure everything was in order ahead of the commissioning. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Gani reports.
June 12 Cultural Center, Abeokuta, 526 housing units at Kobakwe and Gateway City Gate at Interchange along Abeokuta-Shagamu Expressway. This among many other legacy projects embarked upon by the current administration, cited in the 3 central districts of the state, are parts of the regeneration and renewal programs of the current administration in Ogun State. Governor Abeokuta said the housing project at Kobakwe has changed the ambience and the socio-economic prospects of the community.
We are about to commission these projects, and I just thought I'd come around and take a look at the preparedness for commissioning, and that's why we're here today. Again, I must mention that these projects have been built by direct labor. Direct labor meaning all the bricklayers, or the carpenters, or the painters, or the welders were all drawn from the catchment areas of where the projects are located. And this is part of our economic sustainability plan, and this is part of what we're doing with urbanization and renewal of our communities, urban renewal of our communities.
On the rehabilitation of the June 12 Cultural Center, the governor reaffirmed that the determination of the current administration to promote tourism and cultural heritage of the state remains on course.
That place has a museum, it has meeting rooms, it has a cinema. So we decided that we're going to rehabilitate it, and we're going to do it well in a year's time. We're being very methodical. I'm sure today it speaks for itself. God willing, we will be having our Christmas carol service on the 16th of this month at the newly rehabilitated June 12. And I think that for those that have seen, it's still work in progress. I'm sure in another few days it will be concluded.
The governor also visited the Gateway City Gates. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
The 1996 set of the Federal College of Education, Abeokuta, has celebrated its Silver Jubilee anniversary with the commissioning of a hall to mark the occasion. Margaret Okunlola covered the event held at the school premises.
Alumni Association is a stakeholder in the development of an institution. The 1996 alumni set of the Federal College of Education, Abeokuta, in the spirit of celebration, refurbished the language hall in commemoration of its 25th year anniversary. Provost of the college, Dr. Rafiu Shoyele, lauded members of the set for their unflinching support towards the development of the institution.
I want to admonish all other sets to make it a point of duty to come and plow back to their college. The institution cannot do it alone, and we bank on stakeholders to plow back to the college.
The Student Union President, 1996 set, who doubled as the chairman of the set's alumni committee, Comrade Yemi Eniola, said the relationship among the set is that of family bond.
The love that bounded us together was what motivated this, and we look at it, how can we give back to the school? There are some things we could not enjoy during our time, and now that God is helping some of us, we decided to mark this 25-year anniversary by renovating the hall.
Awards were given to notable individuals and organizations, including Ogun State Television, Abeokuta, for its educative and informative programs. Earlier, the set members gathered at the school chapel to give thanks to God for his faithfulness. Margaret Okunlola, Ogtv News.
The current administration in Ogun State will continue to look for ways of gainfully engaging the youths and channeling their energy towards positive ventures by placing them in the forefront of the promotion of culture and tourism in their community. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwa Abiodun made this known at the grand finale of the week-long 12th Bagura Day celebration held at the Abeokuta Junction in Abeokuta. The festival, which also featured Durbar for the first time and paying of homage by chiefs, groups and associations, was well attended by dignitaries who came to celebrate with the Agura of Bagura. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
A special Durbar, the coming together of the people and display of the uniqueness of the culture and tradition of the land area known as Bagura, and spreading across different parts of Egbaland, Ogun State and even beyond, all making the 12th Bagura Day and first to be hosted by Oba Babajide Bakri after his ascendancy as the Agura of Bagura, a unique event. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwa Abiodun, represented by Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Dr. Toyi Taiwo, said the involvement of youth and introduction of Durbar have changed the narrative of the celebration of Bagura Day.
All festivals are very unique. We as a Ministry of Culture and Tourism, we are here to get the data so that we'll be able to know the impact of this festival, particularly on the youth.
Alaki and Paramount Ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adedosun Aremu Gbadebo, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, represented by Jagumolu of Owu and chairman of the occasion, described Bagura Day celebration as an important day in the life of the community.
It means an opportunity to attract more people to our communities.
This occasion today is one of its kind. It's very, very colorful.
Other dignitaries and indigenes of the community speak on the uniqueness of the events.
We are really tapping into tourism potentialities of the Egbash, and there is no way we would divorce Bagura nation from Egba.
Essentially, Bagura Day celebration is organized to mobilize all the indigenes of the town for social, economic, educational, and infrastructural development.
Kabesi, in his little years in the throne of his forefathers, have been able to achieve tremendously well.
This one is a special one. You can see, you can witness a lot of people, a lot of dignitaries that have been here.
Agura of Bagura, Oba Babajide Bakri, who is highly delighted by the success of the 12th Bagura Day and the progress so far witnessed in the land, encouraged its subjects to continue to prioritize the development of their community.
By this time next year, I know it will be better than this one. I wish them all the very best.
High points of the occasion were the payment of homage by chiefs, associations, and groups within the community, and special Durbar by different towns under Bagura as Ika town emerged the winner. There was an installation ceremony earlier at the Palace of Agura where some wedding sons and daughters of the land were given traditional titles. Matthew Shomi, Ogtv News.
The annual Park Crusade, organized by the Pentecostal Sanctuary Bible Ministries with the theme Jesus the Miracle Worker, will hold between Monday 13th to Friday 17th December 2021. In a statement by the organizers, the revival will hold at Adeola Odutola College Sports Ground, Adeola Road, Ijebu-Ode, beginning from 5 in the evening daily. The statement adds that the revival, which will feature healing, deliverance, breakthrough, divine upliftment, and salvation, will have Prophet Sunday Inyade and other anointed ministers of God ministering. President Muhammadu Buhari has said that the 48-year reign of the deceased Shoun of Ogbomoso, Oba Oladuni Oyewumi, reinforced Ogbomoso's status as a land of peace. This is as he contold with the family of the monarch who passed away earlier on Sunday. Special advisor to the president on media and publicity disclosed this in a statement titled, President Buhari mourns Shoun of Ogbomoso land. The president commiserated with the government and people of Oyo State, and especially the indigents of Ogbomoso land, on the demise of the frontline traditional ruler who reigned for 48 years. He said Oba Oyewumi's reign reinforced Ogbomoso as a land of peace, accommodation, and a bastion of history and tradition. He therefore urged sons and daughters of Ogbomoso land to be consoled with the fact that Oba Oyewumi accentuated his reign with the development and progress of the community through enduring peace and extension of hands of fellowship to the people of other lands. The president prayed that Almighty Allah will repose his soul. The Lagos State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, says 1,912,394 doses of AstraZeneca and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines had been administered in the state. According to him, 864,467 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine were administered as the second dose. The government targets 4 million residents of the state for full vaccination before the end of the year 2021. This is expected to increase the percentage of vaccinated residents of Lagos to 30% within 1 year. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested a 43-year-old Onoha Friday with 1 million capsules of tramadol on the 10th of December along Lagos-Benin Expressway. The NDLEA spokesperson, Mr. Femi Babafemi, made this known in a statement on Sunday in Abuja. Babafemi said that operatives of the agency also had 2 major arrests in Anambra, where a total of 238.973 kilograms of assorted illicit drugs were recovered. He said that the NDLEA operatives intercepted a truck conveying the illicit drugs at the Onitsha Head Bridge heading to Delta. He quoted the chairman NDLEA, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, as commending the officers and men of Ondo, Anambra and Kogi states for their arrests and seizures. According to the statement, Marwa charged them and their compatriots across the country to remain vigilant and resolute in the collective mission to rid every part of the country of illicit drugs. A federal high court in Abuja has stopped the planned trial of a former chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, and 2 serving senior Army officers over their alleged complicity in the diversion of public funds, estimated at 13.8 billion naira. The 2 other persons were Major General A.O. Adebayo, ex-Chief of Accounts and Budget, Nigerian Army, and Brigadier General R.I. Ode, ex-Director, Finance and Accounts, Nigerian Army. Justice Iyang Eko, in an ex parte ruling, ordered parties in a suit by the 3 to maintain status quo ante bellum, that means allowing things to remain as they are currently, pending the hearing and determination of the plaintiff's pending motion for interlocutory injunctions. It was reported that while Minima was former COAS between January 2014 and July 2015, Adebayo and Ode are still in service. They were indicted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for alleged complicity in the alleged misappropriation of 13,798,608,309 from funds provided by the federal government for the purchase of military hardware. The EFCC, in its court processes obtained by journalists in Abuja on Sunday, said that the Committee on the Audit of Defense Equipment Procurement in the Nigerian Armed Forces, chaired by Air Vice Marshal John Ode, retired, referred a case of misappropriation to RIT for investigation. A total of 63.97 million lines were disconnected in 1 year amid the National Identity Number Subscriber Identity Module Data Verification data obtained from the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC. The NCC data revealed that the total number of connected lines in the country fell by 21.79% to 229,582,206 in October this year, from 293,554,598 in October 2020. Within the period under review, the number of connected lines was highest in October 2021 with 328,104,538 and the lowest in September 2021 from 229,467,077. The number of active lines fell from 207,578,237 in October 2020 to 191,618,839 in October 2021, a 7.69% decrease. According to the Commission, 37,963,367 connected lines were inactive as of October 2021, down from 85,976,361 in the same month. The telecommunication company in the country have been losing subscribers since the federal government began the linking of NIN with SIM cards. A desperate search for survivors is underway in parts of 6 U.S. states devastated by powerful tornadoes that have left at least 94 people dead. Dozens more are missing, and entire towns were destroyed by about 30 tornadoes on Friday. President Biden has declared a disaster at Kentucky, the worst affected state. At least 80 people have died in the state, including dozens in a candle factory, and a death toll is expected to rise above 100. Kentucky Lieutenant Governor Jacquel Coleman said the death toll was continuing to rise with every hour. And the G7 groups of rich democracies will warn Russia of massive consequences if it invades Ukraine. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, speaking after a summit in Liverpool, said the group wanted Russia to stop its aggression towards Ukraine. However, President Putin told President Biden during the video call last week that Russian troops did not pose a threat to anyone, Russian media reports. Tensions are growing as Moscow amasses troops on Ukraine's border. Moving over to sports now, Red Bull's Mark Verstappen won its first Formula One world title in a dramatic circumstances at the season finale in Abu Dhabi. His rival Lewis Hamilton had appeared in control of the race and on course for the title himself, despite controversy on the first lap until a late safety car. The race was restarted with one lap to go, with Verstappen on fresh tires and Hamilton on old ones, and the Dutchman swept by to win the race. It was in many ways a fitting end to one of the greatest and most contentious seasons in Formula One history, and the arguments over rights and wrongs will rage for some time to come. Morenikeji Shobalojo is now set at the other studio for the next segment of Sunday.